What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's on them. I want to talk about this model here by the name of Alejandra Mercedes. She is, of course, a model. I did some research on her. She was in Tekashi 6ix9ine's video back in 2020. I don't know what she's really done ever since then up until now, but apparently she wrote a book about the issues and the complications she had from having not one, not two, but 5 surgeries in one day to enhance her body. And from the excerpts, it seems that she came to the conclusion that it's better to have 1 surgery in a day instead of 5. Now, I have no issue with her at all. I can appreciate the fact that she wants to speak on her experiences, but we have to be real here, people. Getting these surgeries is it's basically a gamble, okay? Because a lot of things can go wrong, and the fact that she had these multiple surgeries when she already had the body that she wanted, you know, and it probably wasn't even that big of a deal. She was probably going to get this nipped and this tucked and this, you know, shaped up. And we're going to get into it with this article, because this article gives you good insight on the mind of your modern woman and how a lot of women who go the route of being a Instagram model, an Onlyfans model, they turn to surgeries in order to do it when they really don't even have to, but they do it. And you got to ask yourself the question, why? Why do you need to turn to surgeries? And the thing is this, okay? You know you're going to go through a lot of pain. You're going to have to endure a lot of that in order to get the body that you're going to be dissatisfied with within a year, and you're going to go right back under the knife. That's a hard way to live. Now, before I get into this Sun article, I want to ask this question. I want y'all to think about this while I'm reading through this article. What does a woman gain from doing all this? Yes, we know she may get opportunities to, you know, maybe promote items because her following is going to grow, because her pictures are going to be shared, and a lot of you thirsty males are going to follow her. But what else is she looking to gain? What else is she looking to gain by going through all this? 5 surgeries in one day. And she admits that her nipples died because of it. You putting your body, see, the thing is, the body can only endure but so much stress. And when you are already a young woman and you're putting your body through all this stress, it's not going to be able to handle it like you think it can. You see, these women go through a lot of pain in order to look the way that they think that we want them to look. But they got to understand this. You may get the body that you want, but at what cost? At what cost do you go through all this in order to obtain the body that you're seeking? Why? For more male attention and validation? But let's get into this article. I had plastic surgery operations in one day, 5 plastic surgery operations in one day, and my nipples died. A model had 5 plastic surgeries, procedures in one day before her nipples turned black and the tissue died. Alejandra Mercedes went under the knife to have a combined breast lift, an implant change, liposuction on her back, and a skin tightening procedure. You know, Instagram is so full of so many fitness trainers, quote unquote. These women can always link up with one of those and work on getting toned down, getting toned up and getting rid of fat. That's what I guess those women are for, right? You see all these women fitness models, they got all these programs. These women never go to them. What these women do, they go under the knife. The quick fix. But at what cost? Because it can't be good for your mental health. Because these things linger, and mentally is going to have a negative effect on you. Now, they do have a picture of what she's going through. I'm not going to show it. But the 25-year-old discovered both nipples had lost all blood flow 3 days later and were turning black. The influencer from Miami said, "My takeaway from this experience is that it is much better to only have one surgery at a time." Yes, or you could not have surgery at all because you're only 25 years old. I think the necrosis and the issue with my recovery and the pain were all because my body couldn't cope with so many surgical sites to heal. Yes, that's true. It's difficult for a man to go through a knee surgery or a back surgery or a neck surgery. Imagine him trying to do all that at once. My nipples were so black they turned burned. They looked burned. They were completely dead. I was panicking and worried I would look like I had cancer with no nipples at all. Wow. She since decided to share the shocking pictures to warn others of the complications that can crop up. And that's why I give her props for that. I give her props because she's willing to warn women on the dangers of going through all this. Because yes, you may have the body that you want, but what do you have to sacrifice in order to get it? You know what's interesting is that when Instagram first became popular back in 2013, 2014ish, I was able to find a lot of these thick Latinas, right? From New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Baltimore, Miami. Like, I had never seen so many thick Latinas before. I'm from the South. I'm not used to saying all this. And they were naturally thick, but they weren't really to the point to where they were doing what you see these Instagram models doing today. This was before the rise of the Instagram model. Women didn't start doing that until all these has-been video vixens and all these, YouTube twerkers, they all went to Instagram, and then those women started to follow suit because they saw what those women were posting, and they started to post it. Now you start to see regular women with no career. They weren't in the entertainment industry at all. They wanted to be. They started to copy what they saw. That explains Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner got known back in 2015. That's when she really started to get known. That's when these women out of nowhere who had nice bodies started to become Instagram models. But I saw so many naturally thick Latinas. I mean, I'm talking about the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, the Cuban chicks, right? Just naturally put together. But now you're seeing these Latinas going under the knife, and they all look the same. You know what's crazy? When I saw her, Alejandra, I think that's how you say her name. She looked just like Milan Hernandez. She looked just like Milan Hernandez, the chick that dated Bull, the basketball player. I done a video about her. You just can't tell the difference. Where are the natural Latinas? Now, Alejandra paid $20,000 for her 5-in-1 operation and was left on strong painkillers to cope. That's how these chicks get hooked on pills due to these surgeries. They get hooked on those pills. My mind was all over the place. They gave me a cream to put on the parts that had necrosis that would allow the dead skin to soften up and fall off. Most of it did, but some parts they had to cut it off with scissors. Wow. Then some of the breast muscle burst through my stitches, and I needed a second surgery to put everything back together neatly. Thankfully, I healed well after that. Now fully recovered, she has written an ebook about her experience, results after the cut. She wants to give a warning to other women considering surgery and encourage them to do their research and preventive measures to the side effects. And I agree with that. I agree with that. A lot of these women should do that. Instead of them going and having these surgeries, you need to do your research because so much can go wrong. She knows it. Alejandra knows it. That's why she's writing this book, but I think she knows it. I just wish more women would tell women, listen, if it's not for you, don't do it. This ain't for everybody. And it's not. You're making these plastic surgeons rich off of them being able to give you the body type of another woman. Because a lot of these women, unfortunately, they all look alike. There's no difference. They all look alike. And that's why I just don't understand what happened to the natural beauty. Let me tell you something. The women that are getting wifed up, they're not getting surgeries, but maybe that's not what it's about. If you want to go out there and have the nice body that looks like this woman, you're just going to be like the rest of the women. Nothing is going to stand out about you at all. You're just going to look like the rest. If that's what you want, then do it. But this, to me, there are many ways of getting the body that you want. 100 says, I have met so many women who suffered from necrosis and infections that, like what happened to me. Before I suffered, I had no idea how common these issues were after surgery. We don't know why it happened to me, but I especially wanted women to think carefully about having more than one surgery at a time, as it puts a lot of strain on the body to try and recover. After this experience, I don't think I will ever have another procedure except maybe a cosmetic tattoo to improve the scars around the nipples. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. If she's never going to have any more surgeries, then she's learned from this. This was a learning experience. And that's all you want in life, is people to learn from horrible experiences. They can speak on it and hopefully help other people. At the moment, I only have a tiny bit of areola left, only about 2 centimeters. But I am grateful for how well I healed. I feel beautiful now. Well, that's good, but then it's sad because it's like, you only feel beautiful when you have to get surgeries. It should never be that way, but that's how it is with a lot of these women these days. He's 25 years old. I thought surgeries were for women who got into their 50s or even 60s and they wanted to look younger. You got younger women getting these surgeries, man. But I asked y'all earlier, why do you think these women do this? Why do you think they go out and they get these surgeries? Is it for Onlyfans? Because I don't see any Onlyfans being promoted on her page. Could be wrong. Is it any type of clothing business that she has? Or any of these other women, not just her. A lot of these, like, what do you do it for? You've had some women say they're not doing it for men. They always do it for men. If they see a man who's a pro athlete or a rapper, he's dating one of these thick models, she has a certain body type, there are women that are gonna go and try to get their bodies done just like her so they can land a baller. But what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to do to get the body of another woman? What happened to being naturally thick? What happened to it? What happened to the natural Latina? It's becoming extinct, just like the natural woman in general. In the black community, we've seen a lessening of naturalness. And every other community is dealing with it as well, I see. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like this video and share it. I'll see y'all next one. Y'all take care.